What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Pisces sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of February 19th and March 20th, then you are a Pisces sun sign, and this video is for you. In today's reading, we're going to be doing a Halloween / Samhain spread. Oh man, October is here, the veil is lifting, and we're getting closer and closer to that beloved holiday. I'm not such a big fan, but that's okay. I'm sure you are. Right? So I wanted to do a spread that kind of captures the energies of you around this time of Halloween or Samhain if you're into Wicca, and really gives you some insight into your life. So this spread is going to tell us what to embrace, what to let go of, your courages, your fears, what to celebrate, and what to contemplate as we step into this reflective time. Today I'm going to be using the Druidcraft Tarot deck. This is a Wicca and Druidry and themed deck. I thought it would be perfect for this time of year. You know, the Samhain symbolizes the end of the harvest, and you know, we're not really harvesting much, most of us. That doesn't come from Whole Foods. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's an old holiday that's survived. I don't know. Survived the ages. So, if you would, please give me a moment to sit myself and answer tarot cards a question. What are the energies surrounding Pisces at this time of Halloween or Samhain? Alright, that ought to do it. I'm going to deal out 6 cards. Alright, very good. And while we're at it, I'm going to use the Druid Animal Oracle, another Druid-themed deck, to ask what message it has for Piscean sun signs at this time of Halloween or Samhain. Okay, we'll take a look at that card at the end. One thing I wanted to say, I've got my Indigo Gabbro crystal sphere here. This crystal kind of bridges the gap between the 3D Earth realms and the higher 4th, 5th dimensional realms. And I think that's perfect. You know, the veil is thinning, and this crystal really brings those two worlds together. So that's why I brought it here today. It's sitting in the middle, just spreading its energy out. Okay, let's get into the cards. The first card we're going to look at represents life and what to embrace at this time in your life. And we've got the Ace of Cups. And immediately the vibe I'm getting is, you know, Pisceans, you guys are very cuppish energies. You guys are very emotional. And I get the feeling of overflowing emotions. Maybe some new emotions coming into your life at this time. And maybe this could symbolize new relationships, or maybe perhaps a new vigor, maybe a new hobby, maybe a new aspect of your life that's bringing up some emotions. And I think this card is asking you to kind of embrace those emotions, hold on to those emotions, allow this new emotion to kind of overflow, because I think there's a fine line between overflowing and like getting out of control. And this card is asking you to kind of allow. A lot of the times, a lot of us will suppress our emotions. We feel like we shouldn't be having them, or we're not ready to face these emotions, and so we'll suppress them. And of course, suppressing emotions, we all know, leads to some physical problems when they manifest in the physical. So this card is saying, let your emotions overflow. Do not try to suppress them at this time, especially if they're confusing or you don't understand them. All the more reason to allow them, so that you are not repressing them and you're not hiding them. And because your emotions are here to show you the way. They're here to show you what you want and what you don't want. And so Pisceans, don't suppress your emotions, especially if there's some new confusing ones coming at this time. Really let them go. Alright, this card here is Death, and it represents what to let go of at this time of Halloween and Samhain. And we've got the Four of Wands. Let me make sure you can see that. Let me just... Okay, that's better. We've got the Four of Wands here. What to let go of? Give me a moment with this card. I'm getting the feeling of celebration from this. I would never advise anyone not to celebrate, but maybe what this card is saying, I'm getting the feeling of like a celebration that's ended or gone badly. Maybe a party that didn't go well. Maybe some, I don't know. I get the feeling that maybe there was some, in the recent past, there was a disappointment as far as a celebration. And this card is saying let go of that. That is past now, and don't let it affect you is basically essentially what this card is telling me. Just definitely get the feeling of some party being over and like a linger. Maybe the party was so great that you kind of miss it. You know, have you ever been to a party that was just changed you, and all you could do is think about it for the next few weeks, and really you get kind of depressed because you want to go back to that celebration, and you know the mendacity of life is staring you in the face. And I get that feeling from this a little bit. Of course, this is a general reading, and everything's going to apply differently to different people. So what does that mean for you? Like a party being over, and just the kind of the after effects of the party kind of just lingering with you. And this card is saying let go of that. Move into the present moment, basically, is what I'm getting from this, and really appreciate the present moment and stop lingering in the past. Yes, it played a part in your life, and it helped formulate who you are now, and really appreciate it for that. But you know, kind of dwelling in that, whether it was a good or bad experience, is not going to really suit you. It's not going to benefit you. It's not going to help you with the present moment. So stay focused in the present is what this card is telling you. Alright, the third card we're going to look at represents your courage and how you're courageous. And we've got the Lord. The Lord. Yes, my Lord. And this card is telling me that you're very courageous in the way that you're able to stick to guidelines, maybe stick to rules, maybe allow structure into your life, and follow a schedule. But also, this is about kind of, you know, being yourself and not really worrying about what other people think about you. And I think that's very courageous in the society we live in, is being yourself unquestioningly, and just, you know, there's so much pressure for us to change who we are and be someone we're not. And I get the feeling here, Piscean friends, that a lot of you are just like, I'm me. If society can't deal with it, so what? And that is a beautiful thing. That is very courageous. And that is what you need to hold on to and embrace that, because it's going to help you maintain who you are. Okay? So next, so that's courageous. Be courageous. Be yourself. Don't worry about other people. You're doing a great job of it. Continue that. Let's go on to this card here. This represents your fears at this time. And we've got the Feralits, which is the Temperance card in most non-druidry, paganry decks. And the Temperance or the Feralits here, I think I'm saying that right. I have no idea. I don't speak Welsh. Okay, but it's gonna sound weird, but I get the feeling here that what your fears are that everything is gonna go well. Are you worried that things are going to go too well? That things are going to be too balanced? Maybe if things are too balanced, there's not going to be a sense of adventure for you. Maybe if things are too balanced, it's going to be too rigid and too structured, your life. The fear of just equilibrium is what I'm getting here. And I'm not trying to be, I mean, this is I didn't know if I mentioned this, but the top half of this spread is like the light side, and the bottom half of this spread is the dark side. And this is kind of the dark side here. And I'm getting the feeling that your dark side is saying that I don't really want things to be even and balanced, because I like the turmoil. A lot of us, you know, will get kind of addicted to things being chaotic, things being distressful, and we kind of hold on to that because we can understand it. And I think this card is saying that you kind of fear the balance that we all so desperately need, because then there's no drama, there's no chaos, right? And that's what this card is kind of telling me right now. I don't know if this is going to be true for all of you, but a lot of you, I think it might be. Interesting. And that kind of goes hand in hand with this emotion. When you have emotions overflowing, it's hard to stay balanced. These two cards are in kind of contrast to me now. So, the Temperance card, the Feralith, is trying to keep things in her vial, keep the liquids in her vial, whereas you are just spilling out, and the liquids cannot be contained. So, and by liquids, I kind of mean emotions. I do mean emotion. So that's very interesting that could come up as a fear. So think about that. Now let's move on over to the fifth card, and this is what to celebrate. And we've got the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is secure in this earth realm. This is someone who is kind of focused on acquiring money or possessions or security or good health, any tangible thing that keeps us connected to the earth. And I get the feeling that what you need to celebrate is your ability to stay connected to this earth, to stay part of this earth realm, to stay healthy, to stay well fed, to have a nice bank account. Of course, not all of it. Let me just say this: you have plenty of money right now, okay? And any perceived lack of money is just ego mind. But what you need to celebrate is your ability to make do with what you have if you don't have enough, if you don't think you have enough, but also to stay grounded and to stay connected to this earth, even though you have emotions overflowing. What allows your emotions to overflow is you're grounded in connectedness. If you weren't grounded, then those emotions would take you off into some other nebula, right? And you wouldn't be able to function. But the fact that you are so well grounded allows your emotions to spill over safely so that you can really explore them and learn from them. So celebrate that. Celebrate your groundedness and your ability to allow these emotions to come up without, going on a murderous rampage or without, I don't know. Emotions can make us do a lot of crazy things, okay? But you're able to have those emotions and maintain sanity. It's the feeling I'm getting from this, okay? So this last card here is what to contemplate at this time of Halloween or Samhain. And we've got the Sun. I think this is asking you to contemplate happiness. What in your life now is making you feel happy? What do you need to do, or what do you need to attract to you in order to get more happiness? How can you infuse optimism and joy into your life? That's what this card is suggesting to me, is that you need to find a way to bring more positivity, some more optimism into your life, some more happiness, and really contemplate those areas of your life that bring you those things and kind of multiply them, put more energy into those things, put less energy into the things that suck away your joy, your happiness, your excitement, your optimism, and try to bring more of it as best you can. And that's something to think about this Halloween or Samhain, and I think that'll help you a lot. Just to reflect on that. I think it could be eye-opening for you, okay? So the last thing we're going to do is we ask the Druid Animal Oracle what message it had for you at this time of Halloween or Samhain. We'll move this guy for a second. And we've got Boar in reversed. Okay, so Boar in reversed kind of symbolizes madness and chaos, just what we were talking about. And it kind of represents the fine line between madness and insanity and extreme insight and clarity. And there's a fine line between those things. You think of the mad scientist, right, who is extremely intelligent, is making breakthroughs, but is also plumb crazy compared to the rest of the world. At least that's how they perceive him. So there is that fine line, and with these overflowing emotions, that's sort of the feeling that I'm getting here, is that you're walking that fine line, and this reading is about that fine line between madness and insanity, between structure and chaos. We got the structure and chaos here, between groundedness and just overflowing emotion, between happiness and kind of depression. So I get the feeling of duality from you guys, from Pisces, at this time, and walking that fine line in the middle. And I think that's going to be important for you to keep in mind this Halloween or this Samhain, is that you're walking a fine line right now, and going too far off into either end might kind of upset the balance. But make sure that you're walking that line as closely as you can, because I don't want you to get too spaced out and too emotional that you can't function. I also don't want you to get so well grounded that you kind of ignore your emotions. So Pisces, I'm getting a lot of chaos. I'm getting a lot of insights as well. And so make sure you're taking advantage of that and stay on that line as best you can. And I think you'll find that this Halloween or this Samhain is going to be a time for you to really learn about yourself and learn where that line is and how to walk it like a tightrope walker, okay? So that is the reading for this Halloween, this Samhain, and I hope you guys got something out of that. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this, if you watched the whole thing. I would appreciate that. It lets me know that you enjoyed it and got something out of it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put those in the comment section. I'd love to hear about what you have to say. And if you want a reading, personal reading, where I tap into your energies, head on over to my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description down below so you can go check that out. All right, I wish you guys a happy Halloween. Just don't go crazy, and but also, allow those insights to come, and you're walking that fine line, so you're gonna get the best of both worlds, I think. So I want to wish you a happy Halloween or Samhain, and leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.